What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and I have a quick video here for you on the Book of Ebon Tides, the latest Kickstarter from our good friends over at Kobold Press. Kobold Press is probably the most well-known and most prolific third-party designer for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, and everything they make is pretty much pure gold in my opinion. I am a little biased. I do have a lot of friends that work there, but I think the number of Kickstarters and how much each one has raised over the years, and the fact that they're pretty much mainstream, I would say, in most folks and DMs' toolboxes. So, you know, when I tell you the Book of Ebon Tides, their current Plane of Shadow, Fey style source book, as well as adventure, is high quality stuff. You can probably trust me on that. But they were also nice enough to provide me, I should also say this video is not sponsored, they just asked if I'd want to cover it, and as such have provided me with an exclusive piece of art and an exclusive early access to a subclass contained within the book that you won't see anywhere else. So, take that with a grain of salt. There's currently 15 hours left to back this project. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a disconnect, so I wanted this video to come out earlier, but hey, better late than never. So I'm going to jump us over to the Kickstarter, and again, you can see there's bear folk right on the cover. Who doesn't love a sentient bear folk as a race? But I'll scroll down to show you kind of what is covered in this book, right? 192-page lore book dealing with a shadow realm and all sorts of shadow-related stuff. 20 monsters from challenge ratings and NPCs from challenge rating 1 to 17. 15 new races and sub-races, including things like that bear folk and other kinds of elves and whatnot. And 10 new subclasses. They mentioned the Lightweaver Sorcerer, Circle of Shadows Druid, and so on. And again, written by Wolfgang Bauer and Celeste Conowitch, two friends of mine that are high-quality star designers of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons content, so you know it's going to be good. There's also the Tales of the Shadows, the sort of adventure module, which is 160 pages as well, which has 14 different adventures from levels 1 to 8 that you could play as individual one-shots, drop in things for your campaign, or run them all together into a larger level 1 to 8 campaign, set within the Shadow Realm with a bunch of beautiful maps and illustrations, something we also have come to expect from Kobold Press. And there is virtual tabletop, virtual tabletop access for a lot of these things. It's compatible with them. Compatibility was the word I was looking for. And they also have an option for their really awesome gilded custom covers, which I really like. We saw something like this with the Vault of Magic, which recently hit everybody's, recently was just shipped to everyone. I really like the quality of this and the design, so I'm sure it'll be the same for the Book of Ebon Tides. It's looking to be in your hands in July of 2022, and Kobold Press is pretty much always on time, if not early, with their timelines for delivery. Obviously, COVID puts things in a little bit of uncertainty, but they still delivered the Vault of Magic when they said they would, so I think you can trust them on it. If we take a look at the tiers, you can see you can start as low as $24 to just get a PDF of the main book. $33 will get you PDFs of both. And as we scroll down, you can see you can get it for virtual tabletops, combinations of hardcover and PDF. And then obviously you can get dice added in here, Sirenscape packages, and then obviously the collector's edition covers as well. You even have options for retailers. Several different add-ons that you can add if you so choose, including some of their older sort of Shadow Realm Fey style stuff, Courts of the Shadow Fey and Tales of the Old Margrave. And as far as stretch goals, what we have left at the moment is an appendix map, a couple of different maps there, Styx Giants and Lesser Lunar Devils. And if they manage to reach 200k, 7 new spells of Doom magic variety. So that's pretty much it for that. So let's take a look at what I have. So one, here is the piece of art that I have, the unique piece of art for the Shadow Domain Cleric. Now, the reason that this is in a snipped thing here is it was sent to me in an email. So rather than just pulling up the email, I decided to just pull it out this way. So this is the Shadow Domain Cleric of whose art we just saw. So let's see what we get. Our domain spells are Bane, False Life, Darkness, Dark Vision, Blink, Fear, Black Tentacles, Greater Invisibility, Cone of Cold, and Dream. All very solid spells. Some of them on the Cleric spell list, some not. Nice to have clerics have something like Evard's Black Tentacles, or the generic version of Black Tentacles, as well as Greater Invisibility and Cone of Cold. Some good damage, some good utility. Again, a lot of these other ones here, Darkness and Dark Vision. Dark Vision is a spell I would never probably take take, but having it always prepared as a domain spell is a nice little feature. All right, Cover of Night at first level. When you choose this domain at first level, you gain proficiency in the stealth skill. In addition, when you are in dim light or darkness, you can use a bonus action to hide. I like that. We also have Lengthened Shadow. You can manipulate your own shadow to extend your reach. When you cast a spell with a range of touch, your shadow can deliver the spell as if you had cast the spell. The target must be within 15 feet of you. Starting at 10th level, your shadow can affect anything out to 30 feet. So there's not a ton of touch spells in the game as it stands right now, but there's a few, and this being able to extend the reach of that is pretty nice. You're also a cleric, so it says with anything with a range of touch. Well, that would be things like Cure Wounds. You can now Cure Wounds your allies out to a range of 15 feet, eventually 30 feet at level 10. Your Channel Divinity, which you get at level 2, is Shadow Grasp. As an action, choose one creature within 30 feet of you. You must make a strength saving throw. If it fails, it is restrained until the end of your next turn. If it's successful, it is grappled until the end of your next turn. I like that it wasn't just a save or nothing. It is a save, and then there's kind of a lesser condition applied as well. Level 6, we get Fade to Black. As a bonus action, when you are in dim light or darkness, you can be magically invisible for 1 minute. It ends early if you attack or cast a spell. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and get them back when you finish a long rest. That's nice because it is a spell-free invisibility. If you attack or cast a spell, it will bring you back from invisibility, but you have a couple uses of that as well by having it be proficiency bonus times per long rest. We have Potent Spellcasting, a thing a lot of clerics get where they have their wisdom modifier to cantrips they cast. And lastly, the level 17 ability is Armor of Shadows. When you use Shadow Grasp, which is the Channel Divinity, you can affect a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus. Now, I should also say that in the email, it was stated that this was sort of prototype stuff. Let's see, unedited text. So some of this may change. But all in all, I kind of like this Shadow Domain Cleric. I'm not a huge fan of the level 17 ability because it requires you to have your Channel Divinity and use it only for Shadow Grasp, where you could possibly be using it for things like getting spell slots back or turning undead. So I think a capstone ability like Army of Shadow could be something you add in there somewhere, but I don't think that I think you need something a little snazzier, I guess. I don't know what the word is for the level 17 ability, but I like the domain spells. I like the sort of stealthy, hidden nature of it. This is kind of what the Trickery Domain Cleric's wishes it could be. Cover of Night is a great thing. I like the Shadow. Lengthened Shadow has both combat offensive capabilities as well as combat and out of combat defensive capabilities. I like that a lot. Shadow Grasp is also nice. I know it's a restrained condition. It's till the end of your next turn. Because originally I was going to say I would want this to have some kind of damage aspect to it. But the fact that they're restrained until the end of your next turn, or they're grappled until the end of your next turn, either one of those conditions can really change the way things are going. So I guess that is pretty strong. Fade to Black, again, free magic invisibility. I like that. Potent Spellcasting, pretty standard. And then, like I said, Army of Shadow. I get it, it's useful, but I'd rather have my level 17 ability be something more broad spectrum that I'll be able to use no matter what, not just if I happen to have Channel Divinities available to me. So, anyway, folks, that's my kind of quick run through of the Book of Ebon Tides by Kobold Press. There'll be a link in the top of the video description as well as a pinned comment. Let me know what you think about this Kobold Press Kickstarter, as well as let me know what you think about the Shadow Domain Cleric. It's still early enough. Perhaps if we have feedback that we provide to Kobold Press, we might be able to tweak and adjust that, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.